On this episode of Nerdy Dating, we talk about micro cheating, why doesn't a guy propose to his girl, and of course, the infamous social media likes from a boyfriend. Stick around because Jane Humphrey returns for us to tackle these questions and more on today's episode of Nerdy Dating. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka. You got James Humphrey back here from Associate Production. We're gonna hop right into it, but I'm gonna stop real quick. Before we hop right into it, I just wanna say thank you guys so much for watching this series. Thank you guys so much for support. Love you guys. Thank y'all so much and continue to show support. Please share with your friends and family. That's how you support this show and how you get the show out there. Share with your friends, share with your family. Somebody's going through some dating problems. They need some questions, some advice, or something like that. Maybe we have a topic they probably dealing with right now in their relationship and they try to figure out how to navigate that. Bring them to the show. Bring them to Nerdy Dating, because maybe we might talked about it and they're like, that's a different perspective. They didn't think of it, or they're like completely wrong and it just bashes in the comment section. Either or, we appreciate it. So please share, please like. Love you guys. Now, today's main topic is about micro cheating.
Micro cheating.
And what is micro cheating? I decided to Google this and look this up from Psychology today, because the video we're going to react to from Respectfully Gabby, she brings us up, and before we even hop into it, let me just bring up the Psychology Today's micro-cheating definition. Micro-cheating. The term micro-cheating refers to small breaches of trust in a relationship that don't pass the threshold into physical affair. For example, someone may leave their wedding ring at home when they go out alone, or secretly chat with an ex-partner online. Acts of micro-cheating are subjective and therefore can be difficult to navigate in relationships. But if they occur consistently, they can signal larger relationship problems. Before we hop in, what do you think about that definition?
It's a very, very, oh my God, thin line, man. You know what I mean? When I think of micro cheating, I think of it like this, like the fish theory. Mm-hmm. Or it's not even really, I guess a theory, but an analogy. Like men are fishermen, women are the fish. Women put themselves out there to be caught, men are the catchers. Okay. But then if you're in a relationship, men are no longer fishing. Yeah. Women are no longer putting themselves out there to be caught. Yeah, they're now. You know, caught. they're already caught. Yeah. So in my instant, or in my eyes, of micro cheating is when somebody's putting themselves out there to be caught, or somebody's already in a relationship, but they're fishing. They're not, I guess, in that physical threshold. But then, like I said, there's so many thin lines because of being talking to somebody, especially talking about being in a relationship or sex or anything like that. That's micro cheat, or I'll consider that actually cheating. Yes. Compared to micro cheating. But I mean, as long as you're putting yourself out there to be in I guess another relationship that you're not already in, that would be considered micro cheating, I guess, in my definition. Like,
and when I think of that definition, so I see what you're saying, and I think of that definition is almost like, from what I'm seeing, you put yourself back out there in a sense of not physically, like not trying to do anything physical, but you try to do things where you consider cheating, but it's not cheating quite yet.
You're trying to get someone's attention, or you're getting attention from other people.
To me, that's like emotional cheating, what you're starting to do, which is its own version of cheating, is another version of cheating. But let's go ahead and get into the video from Respectfully Gabby, because what I'm about to say here will make more sense when we hear her video, and then we also hear the examples that Psychology Today have. So here is Gabby.
If you have a problem with your guy liking other women's pictures on Instagram, please watch this. You have every right to be upset about this. Don't allow him to make you out to be the crazy one in the relationship because you don't like how he's acting. Here's the truth of the matter. Most cheating doesn't go from 0 to 100. It starts off with the micro actions, like liking a picture or sending a small message like, hey, how have you been? How are you doing? It starts off small and then grows into something bigger. In their head, they're probably justifying it because they're thinking, well, it was nothing. It's something so small. It's minuscule. It didn't mean anything. But in actuality, they're sending signs to that other person that the gate is open. If that other person is willing to take the bait on whatever that person is offering, you don't know what could possibly turn out of it. I honestly consider liking other pictures on Instagram micro cheating, because it's like the micro cheating that turns into something bigger. And trust me when I say that there are men out there that are loyal, that do not like other women's pictures while they're in a relationship. So go for the guy that doesn't take Instagram so seriously, because the men that do are usually a red flag. But hit the like and follow for more dating content.
All right. What are your thoughts about what you just said?
Yes and no. I mean, it all depends on the context, but then more than likely it is a yes when it comes to micro cheating, when it comes to liking someone else's photo and things like that. Because
really?
you're scrolling through somebody's photo, he's like, okay, I like her, I would like to bang her. And then you like the photo. It's like it's giving that signal of like, hey, here I am. But then you also got to think of how many likes, whatever, you know, that she gets or in all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, where's the actual cheating or actual context? But I think when women see it, it's like the actual thought of like, you like somebody else's photo because you want to bang that chick. And I'm like, well, I mean, she is hot, and I did like it because I didn't want to bang her. But then there are instances where it's like, okay, like she's an influencer and something like that. It's like, oh, I just like the photo. It's not that big of a deal. You see what I mean? But it's I think it's the thought of the action of, I would like to bang her, and if she said something back to me like, oh, thanks for liking the photo, whatever, that's kind of how it starts. You see what I mean? It's the same thing if someone was to contact me, it's like, hey, I like your video. It's like, oh, thank you, blah, blah. And then that starts the conversation of, oh, it goes into something more than what it is. You see what I mean? So.
But it's not the act of liking that's the micro cheating. If somebody's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. Yeah. Regardless.
Yeah.
Like, if I go like Taylor Swift's photo.
Oh, that's Taylor Swift, man. You ain't got
that don't mean anything. Like, I don't mean, no,
but
that's what people think. But that same concept of like, oh, you like Taylor Swift, she's a celebrity. You can never get that. All of a sudden, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. But yeah, he's a man. And now I understand people are like, well, he's a football player. He has money. He has all this status already. Yeah. But let's say, what if Travis Kelce like was just coming up and he just like, oh, shoot a shot. Why not? Like an Instagram pic. I don't mean anything. Taylor Swift's not looking at that. Like, to me, and then she's like liking pics. She didn't say liking models, liking OnlyFans, liking celebrities, she said liking pics in general. This is a friend I know since high school. We're almost like buddies. We respect each other's boundaries. It's a girl. She's a girl. Like her pic. Oh, how do you like her pic? Yeah, I know her before you. She's a friend. Like, that's not micro cheating. I think what it needs now, commenting, that's doing too much. The commenting thing, that's doing way too much. The trying to slide into DMs, what are you doing somebody's DMs for? Mm-hmm. Those are forms of you stepping outside of if we had to talk about the boundary of a relationship, that everybody would be like, you're wrong for that. DMing outside. But liking is almost like a thing like, okay, it's a like. If I go through an Instagram, I'm liking.
Is it like a like or is it a love? Because I mean, they got so many, comments or so many interactions with liking as it is. Is it like a like or is it like a love? You know what I mean?
It's a like.
Okay. Well,
it's legit a like.
Okay, that's different though. That is different.
But like if I pull up my Instagram right now and then hop on, I have people from CrossFit people, wrestlers, producers. I like the Chiefs. If I like Abby Cooper, who's a weightlifter, and she's about to do a weightlifting video.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's not micro cheating.
But my friend has a kid on here. That's my friend's artwork. So like that thing, like because the person's the opposite sex doesn't mean that like it's cheating. Ninja Warrior, like I'm just going through, not even thinking about. Well, if I support you, I'm going to like the picture. So you right up there.
You gonna like everybody?
Yeah, I'm a serial liker. I'm a serial liker. But now, consider that micro cheating though. I think what people need to do when it comes to social media, because that is a thing that people need to have a conversation about. Because I wouldn't care if my girl goes and likes men's pictures. I wouldn't go for it. Like, it's social media. She's like, at the end of the video where she says, people will take social media, find yourself a man who don't take social media so seriously, you're taking it seriously.
No, yeah, she was kind of.
You're taking it seriously. Like, find a guy.
Go ahead.
Now, if you're like, hey, my boundary is social media is a boundary of mine in a relationship, then you need to communicate that with the person you're dating with. Don't sit there and be like, hey, we didn't talk about social media. I need you to act a certain way on social media like I want you to act. No, go find that guy, and I do give her credit to the end there. Find a guy who looks at social media the same way you do. Have that conversation with them. This might have to be a date one conversation. How do you look at social media? How do you treat social media? Because you're somebody who's like, well, I like and a follow and this all means you're interested in somebody, because that's how you navigate social media. You need to find somebody else who looks the same way and say, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Snapchat, I'm not on Instagram, which would be really weird to be like, somebody told me they don't have completely any social media, like even Facebook just for your family. I'll be like, okay. You don't have any social media. YouTube? You don't have a YouTube account? You can't watch. How do you like videos? You watch videos? How do you follow people? Like, you don't have any Reddit, any Twitter, any of it. You don't lie to me. Like, you had something at some point. Like, if somebody told me that, if a guy legit said, yeah, I don't have any of that. What do you do? I'll just go home, watch TV. Okay.
Watch something else.
What do you like? I'll be like, what do you like? The video game? You don't have a PlayStation account, a Twitch, nothing?
You know what? There are people out there, but they're very single though, so they don't have to worry about relationships.
Right. But yeah, so when she says that, I'm like, okay, I'm not sure that because they're microchip, but I think you need to have a conversation with your significant other regarding how you guys handle social media. Now, you said like somebody's liking that, you know somebody's gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. So if liking a picture, regardless of who it is, that person might not even be on their Instagram. They could be on Facebook. Heck, they can be the person around the corner. If they like them, they're gonna find a way to try to talk to them. And then if they want to walk out of your relationship, they're gonna do it.
I'm thinking of like you say serial liking. Like, are you liking just this one person's all of her photos and everything else, blah this, blah that? You know, that's what I'm in my mindset. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, hey, it's just that one Taylor Swift, whatever, since you brought her. I'm just liking all of Taylor Swift's person, but it's Taylor Swift is actually somebody that's down the hall or some shit like that, or somebody at work. Right. But it's like you don't like anybody else's photo, and you never like any of this, but you're just liking all this person's stuff.
That person liking one person's photo.
It's like you're clearly trying to get their attention, or they're putting themselves on display to get attention. You see what I mean?
If people say this person's liking a specific person's stuff, like, okay, this person went on Instagram and liked 10 of her pics in a row. Mm-hmm. Now I'm like, okay.
You know what I mean? That would be different. Considered micro cheating.
I wouldn't say micro cheating. I mean, saying like you're doing something. You're trying to. I guess that'd be micro cheating. Yeah, it'd be a form of. That would think of it like
it's like a like, but it's serial like in that nature. It's like, hey, you see me over here liking all your shit. I need you to slide in my DMs, or I'm about to slide in yours. Like, hey, you see all my likes, whatever.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
But that's become the interacting. Like now you're interacting. Like you're talking to her, hitting their stories. You're trying to figure out a way to get them. Yeah. That percent that you're single, so therefore you're trying to hit their story. You're trying to figure out a way to get them to contact you. Because now you're doing extra. The like, if it's just them
it's just a like
on your feed and that's there, but they're going particularly to a specific person and then liking 10, 5, 6 people, going back to year one of profile and liking their pics. Now you're doing too much. Now you're trying to get somebody to look at you, but it's not the action of the like. See, a lot of women you get on social media, on TikTok, they will say it's liking all the model pictures, liking all these people's pictures, liking this somebody of the opposite sex, liking their stuff, and then you're like, what? She liking their stuff? Like that's too. Like it's not even because you like it. Everybody like you like go back through a feed. And you're just like the person picture's there on your feed, and you just like scrolling through. Okay, like the picture, cool, good picture. Going through, like all right, I support them. Like, but if it's particularly one person, you're legit going out their way and liking every single thing. That is doing. You're doing something that's to me like you're stepping out of a relationship. That's emotional cheating. You're not doing micro cheating to me just emotional cheating. Like you're finding a way to get out of your relationship, so you start throwing breadcrumbs out there. And there's another video here, which is like the opposite side of it. It's the man's perspective from the micro cheating side. Somebody can consider micro cheating or some kind of form because of boundaries they set. So we're about to get to that here in a moment. All right. So this next video here is from the Better Than Perfect podcast. And this is kind of like the guy perspective when I would say it's micro cheating in this scenario. So here we go.
If I'm dating a girl in a serious relationship, she shouldn't have guy friends that she hangs out with. If I tell her you can't have guy friends, the woman's like, that's controlling. And it is, because you can't be like, you can't have guy friends.
Right.
Right? That's controlling because it comes from an insecure place.
I don't think they do it the way that will get them the most understanding. We're in a serious relationship, or we're at that level where we are about to be exclusive. We need to talk about the respect of our relationship. And out of respect for you, I would not have female friends, and I would not, hang out with them with you not around. I wouldn't do this. And I expect the same from the person that I'm with in return. I don't know many women that would hear a man say, I'm not going to follow random girls on Instagram and like their pictures, and I'm not going to hang out with girlfriends without you around, and I'm not going to go out and party and be like, I don't want that.
All right, all of that. Because once again, that's something where if she went and hanged out with different guys in a relationship with somebody, and they didn't do anything, but that could be looked at micro cheating because he told her within the boundary of the relationship, I don't want you hanging out with men.
Mm-hmm. It is most definitely a sore subject to talk about, because then obviously you're thinking like the guy friend or the girlfriend was there before the relationship, and so you get in the relationship and you're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you with this person, whatever. And both sides know what happens with the either boy as a friend or girl as a friend, whatever. Eventually, what happens, all this other stuff. I think there's most definitely a conversation that needs to go in between there. But then a lot of the stuff that you would do with your hangout friend would be considered, micro cheating if you wasn't in a relationship. You see what I mean? It's like, let's say if you're going to the movies with your homie, whatever, it's not a big deal, whatever. But then if you're in a relationship and then you're going with your girlfriend or your guy friend, whatever, you can see where that could be considered either micro cheating because you're sharing that sort of, I guess, intimate moment or moment, whatever you want to call it, with someone else instead of your partner. You see what I mean? It's like, think about it like this: are you going to do the same things that you would do with your girlfriend or your guy friend that you wouldn't do that you're already that you wouldn't do already in a relationship?
That comes down to trust and communication, though. Like, if, for example, I invite my girlfriend with me. Like, if we're talking about like if you're not inviting them with you or something like that. See, that's where I would draw. That would be the issue.
You see what I mean?
That wouldn't be, like, to me, I would consider that micro cheating. I would consider that almost a form of emotional. You're doing something secretive. Yeah, you're not physically doing anything.
It's like, hey, we go to the movies all the time before we're in a relationship, and then it's like, you went to the movies, like, yeah, but you didn't tell me about it. Yeah, but we always go to the movies anyways. Like if you see what I mean? You see where it's a sore subject.
But it's not. It's a communication thing. Like, you should want to let your partner know, hey, my friend Susie and I know, once again, like, I feel like, one, you should always, like, tell your partner how long this person's been in your life. Because you like, my friend Susie and I, we've known each other since middle school. We're 30 now. Be like, my friend Susie and I, we've known each other 1 week. Yep. What? 1 week? And now we're going to the movies. Hold on. Be like, know each other since middle school. We do a thing like to reconnect and make sure we know we hang out and get a group of friends together, or maybe just me and her, once a month, go to a movie. Just go, hey, let's hang out, let's love movies, let's all talk about movies, let's go watch the newest movie that came out.
They go and see a romantic comedy.
That'd be a weird one, but okay. Let's paint that picture though. Let's say they go see the romantic comedy. Yep. The proposal.
Yeah, they go. That's exactly what I was thinking.
The proposal.
They go see the proposal. They go see the new. They go see Magic Mike or some shit like that.
Well, let's say they do that. But your partner should be like, reach out to his girlfriend, like, hey, do you want to come with us? And give the girlfriend, be like, yes, I'm down to come, or no.
She's going to spy and be in between.
Because if she was so worried about Susie, one, they should be open about Susie and have a conversation. She should have met Susie by this point, too. Yeah. Like, for them to continue doing this.
And Susie's hot, too.
What?
She's just gonna let her bag go too.
It's the security in the relationship, though. Like, that's the conversation you gotta have, so that way it doesn't seem like you're doing things cheating or secretive. And the moment the person's not saying anything, like, you're gonna hang out, because the movie's gonna be like at least 2 hours, so now you're gone for 2 hours.
Yeah, and you gotta get a drink afterwards.
You don't have to get a drink. Now you're getting drinks. Now that's a problem. And also, the person should be checking in with their partner. Like, what time the movie? Okay, 7 o'clock. All right, y'all go to a 7 o'clock showing. The movie gets out at 9. You should let your partner know, like, hey, the movie got out, but we're going to go get drinks over here. Do you want to come with me? Do you want to come? Give your partner an opportunity to make the choice to say yes or no. Because if you're just doing all this and they're like, oh, how can you get home till midnight? Oh, we want to go to the bar after the movies. That's a form of cheating to me, or a form of starting to plant the form of that's at least emotional cheating. Because you should have checked in with your partner. You should let them know where you're at. That way they're not worried. They haven't heard from you in like 6 hours, and it's been 7 o'clock when the last thing they said something.
I'm sorry, but there's micro cheating all up and down there, man.
Because, like, to me, micro cheating is like just it's emotional cheating. It's just another word for emotional cheating. That is emotional cheating. You're giving time and something to another person, not investing in your partner. To make it micro cheating is like somebody who's a cheater trying to find a way to make that cheating lighter, versus saying what it is. It's emotional cheating. You are cheating. If you're not upfront and honest with your partner, you're doing something. And I'm not agreeing. Like, I'm not saying what this person in this scenario is doing is right. I'm saying what this person, I'm calling it out for what it is. And I can say, oh, well, I'm micro cheating. It's not that big of a deal. No, you're emotionally cheating. You should tell your partner what you're doing and where you're at. You know.
I'm just saying, conversation or not conversation, you're going to have to stop doing certain things with your guy friends and your girlfriends if you're going to be in a relationship. That's just how it is, you know. At some point in time, it's like, you know, your partner calls like, oh, so-and-so just broke up with their boyfriend or girlfriend. They want to go get drinks. I'm going to go out and console her without you, but you're busy. You got stuff you got to do. And even in that instance, it's like you're still sharing some sort of intimate moment with that person, so that can then, whether you want it to or not, it could lead up to something that could be cheating.
Was two men who did it?
Well, 2 men is different, two different things, unless they're, you know what I mean.
I'm saying that could be perceived that way, though.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, if it is, you know, 2 gay guys or whatever.
No, I ain't say they're gay. It's just men, like straight guys. They do that.
Well, that's different though. That's different though. Do you see what I mean?
How so? They're friends, and my friend crossing my shoulder is confined to me.
That's the thing. I'm telling you, Ollie, that's different because there's no sexual tension between the 2 guys. There's no sexual,
So you're telling like friends can't have that same thing where like there's no sexual, like a man and female cannot have that same thing where there can be no sexual tension between the 2. Where they're just like, look, we're not sexually attracted to each other. We appreciate each other as friends. We look to each other as brothers and sisters. I went through a breakup, and I
got you, fam. But if it's a girl, it says, hey, blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, you might have to call another girlfriend or something.
This person's been in your life your whole life. Your whole life. You tell me you're not going to sit there and be like, at the respect of your friendship.
Here's the thing. I'm not married or getting married to that friend. I'm getting married to whoever person I am in the relationship. So I have to show respect to that person in the relationship.
Have your partner come with you.
They can come, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We both can go.
Yeah, you know? That's the thing. Like
Lily and Marshall and Ted at the bar, you know.
Perfect. That's
whatever. But it's never
no. You literally just hit How I Met Your Mother, and that is a perfect scenario.
That is a sitcom, though.
But that's a perfect dynamic, though.
It is.
Ted broke up. He got broken up so many times. Lily and Marshall always been together, and I don't know who knew.
But
first.
even then, Marshall was asking, or Ted is asking Marshall to the bar, not Lily.
Yeah,
you know?
But they always been there. Like they're always together. And Lily's always together. Like they're always there. They go there together, support Ted. It's never been like Lily just by herself, because that would be like
perfect dynamic. Yes.
But that was like Lily never went by herself, or Lily, if she did show up by herself, she probably would ask Marshall. Marshall wouldn't be that far away. He like I'd be on the phone or something. It's one of those things where like if your lifelong friend is going through that, I think it is possible, but you just have to let your partner know. And your partner has to make the decision whether I want to go or don't go. And they can't get mad at you like, oh, your friend that you known since, high school, y'all been cool with, y'all had your business partner, whatever the case would be. Like, let's say let's say you had associate production with a female partner, and y'all wasn't boyfriend, girlfriend, y'all had no sexual chemistry with each other, y'all literally just friends.
Yeah.
She went through a breakup, and you're in a relationship with somebody, and your partner said, go support your friend.
Yeah.
And then she didn't want to come.
How hot is she, man? Like, I don't know, man. Still, like I said, it's a level of respect. It is a level of respect.
We gotta give men enough credit. We have enough sexual discipline where we're not gonna hook up with any woman who walks because she's good looking.
I don't know, man. We talked about that post-nut clarity last time.
Yes, but like also at the same time, a guy knows like if he knows he's a good friend with somebody, he's not gonna ruin his friendship just to hook up. Now, if he don't care about her as a friend at all, he's just there. If he's there for the end game of the hookup, that's the problem. But the dude's like, I know I'm genuinely friends with this person. I don't have any emotional connection, any sexual connection whatsoever. I'm legit a friend. Men can't do that. We're like people make us these complex creatures. We're simple. I don't want to fuck her, or we do want to fuck her. She's a friend. We're not fucking her. She's not a friend. All right, I'm gonna find a way to try to get in those pants.
Yeah.
But like. We act like men just like these sexual deviants who just like, oh, I'll fuck anything that moves. They're not. We're better than that.
I'm going with the respect thing.
But then that's the conversation I think people need to have a conversation with their partner though. Because a lot of people, I think another thing people do wrong is that they do this thing where they make their rule and then try to project it on everybody else.
Yeah.
Versus saying, this is what worked for me and my partner. Mm-hmm. That will work for you and your partner. it's okay we had two different dynamics and two different things that work. And I think a lot of us, when it comes to dating and relationships, especially these podcasts, when we give out podcast advice, we don't give the nuance of things. Because most relationships are nuanced. What works for you and your partner probably won't work for me and my partner.
Oh, yeah.
And vice versa. I say stuff, I do stuff where like, I'll let your girl do that? Yeah.
And I think you should most definitely get with somebody beforehand to have these conversations. You know, don't get in a relationship.
No, that's what the dating part should be.
I think that's kind of one of probably the biggest problems with the whole micro cheating. Is like, oh, I don't see this as micro cheating, but then your partner sees it as micro cheating. You guys should probably have those conversations before you even guys get together. Get with somebody that says, okay, this ain't micro cheating and this is, and then you guys are on the same level.
Page. Like that's where like back to Gabby. They asked somebody who's like, how do you feel about social media? And don't try to say, like, I think my partner shouldn't be on social media, or I think my partner shouldn't like social media likes. Just ask, what do you think of social media? To hear what they say, because you don't want somebody to be like, oh, she said she don't like somebody who likes social media.
I got nothing but social media.
Yeah, well, I gotta pretend. I'm not that guy. You're right. I'm not that guy at all. And then you're hiding in the corner, like, kind of like this picture of Rihanna. Okay, I'm not doing it. Like, versus like, if she asks you, what's your thoughts on social media, and you give your honest thoughts, and then she's like, oh, well, I don't vibe with that. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, hey, we're not gonna work out. Right now, I'm gonna disappoint you 2 months down the line because I know for a fact I'm gonna be just scrolling through my Instagram and like liking left and right, and not thinking anything of it. And you look over my shoulder and like, why are you liking that track star from the Olympics? Like she ran 100. But yeah, I'm following the track and Olympics. Of course, I'm like, it's an Olympics. She won gold. But she's wearing those shorts. She won gold. What?
What she's wearing, man?
No allows is wearing a bodysuit. I'm sorry, everything's short. It's not my fault. They got those suits. I just like the picture. I ain't think anything of it. like people really getting their bunches about stuff. But also to the guy here who's like she shouldn't be having friends of the opposite sex, then you go find a girl who believes that you shouldn't be having female friends of the opposite sex.
Have that conversation.
Yes, it's all about communication. And that person says something where like, well, I'm going to have friends with my guy friends here because I'm a tomboy. All right, well, we're not going to work together. And that's okay. But do not try to force your partner to do certain things to fit in the mode that you want them to fit in, because at the end of the day, you're going to have a resentful relationship and it's going to lead to other arguments or cheating because the person can't either match what you want them to match or they can't hold themselves to your standard. All right, moving on. And also my coffee pot is on, so y'all guys hear that noise in the background. My coffee pot might go off in the next few moments. But anyway, moving on. So this video is from If You See This, Don't Tell Me. And this is a guy who said dudes who still follow Instagram models. And this is going to be the last thing about micro cheating and whatnot. So let's see what he has to say.
It should really be socially acceptable to make fun of who people follow on Instagram. Like, in the year 2024, if you're still following Summer Rae, like, you need to be put under a microscope and we need to examine you. Because that woman is damn near 30, and I get having a crush on her when you were, like, 12, and she was in Rice Gum videos. But you can unfollow people. You can move on. Especially, like, you should not be at anywhere near, like, 20 years old still following women on Instagram just because they're attractive. Like, if your following is full of models for some reason, you need help. You are no better than, like, a gooner who's on Twitter and follows, like, Belle Delphine. You are the exact same. You're just doing it in a more socially acceptable way. I know your ass is not following Livy Dunn because you care about gymnastics. I know your ass is not following Cameron Brink because you care about the WNBA. You know, me personally, I'd be following her because I care about basketball. But I'm a different man than you. I'm allowed.
I think what's funny about this video is that, like, he knows all these names. And, like,
I don't know if he was contradicting or he's trying to be funny or trying to get views, or he's like, if you're still following blah, 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 like I am, then there's something wrong with you.
Like, I know who Cameron Brink is because I follow the WNBA, actually, because, like, thanks to Clayton Clark. I was like, hell yeah, like, this girl can ball out, and I'm going to go ahead and follow her, because she's balling. I want to see what the rest of the league brings, and then Angela Reese. So, like, come on, I'm almost a huge sports fan. Like, I just love sports. I love competition. The fact that he's like, oh, you're following these women, like, you shouldn't be following these women if you're a dude. Now, following Instagram models, see, this is specific. At what point, how many pictures should, like, how many different models is, I guess, susceptible for a man, the modern day man, to follow? Because, like, I do get that. I do get the concept, like, if you're just following a bunch of models who are just all, like, butt pics, breast pic, like boob shots, and they're not doing anything else. Like, they're not like she's a model, but also she's a gamer. She's a model, but also she's an athlete. She's a model, but also she's, you know, doing X, Y, and Z. Like, if there's nothing else they're bringing to the table, but just bringing to your social media feed, not to the table, but social media feed and just glam pics. Yeah, I would be like, at what point? What number's too many?
Some people, just like when they go out shooting guns every day, some people just like to get on their feet and just look at ass and titties all day. You know what I mean? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But then if it's getting to the point to where it's interfering with your relationship,
yes,
when it comes to micro cheating,
yes,
you know, your partner's like, you know, you have nothing but bikini pics on your social media. You don't even like my pics half the time. You like their pics.
That's wild. That is wild.
I mean?
Like, yeah, no, that
you know what I mean? I can see where it's like, but these bitches were here before you. It's like you can't get mad at that.
But at the same time,
you know,
if you're not blowing up your partner's page and giving them likes when you see them post something, shouting them out, not shouting, I guess you don't have to do shout outs, but like liking their stuff, like following their stuff, like you're not doing that, but yet you're following and investing in like Summer Rae and a bunch of other women that he just mentioned there. Then, like,
but I mean, it goes to that beginning argument where does he have a chance with these women, or is he just like, you know, is this like clickbait for him? You know what I mean, kind of stuff. It goes back to that sour, you know what I mean, conversation where it's like, I don't see this as cheating, or you see this as cheating, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do think the video is very contradicting though, because if you're just following a bunch of celebrities, you know what I mean, following a bunch of people just to be following them, just because you like the stuff on your feed, I mean, I don't really consider that.
Which is funny, because I actually came across Summer Rae like a few months ago, and I was like, oh, this is a flash from the past. Like, because I remember, you remember the Chive, like Chive TV, Chive, what was it? Chive On, Keep Calm and Chive On. You remember there was a huge thing back in like 2015, 16. Like, it was like a huge, like, online, it's like a community, like, it was like Reddit, but it was like just pictures, and like, it was like Way Back Wednesday, like, it was just different stuff. Like, it was like, it's like a guy's, it was like the guy's college website, pretty much. So, like, it was like, you had like guns, cars, women, like models, like that, gun, cars, model, sports, like just different categories. And Summer Rae was on there constantly. Like, I think she was starting to blow up. I think, and this is like, I would be college, so I was like 21, 22, 23, like around that age, like 19, 20, 20, yeah. So Summer Rae's like blowing up down that time, like, cause that's when like Instagram models was like hitting their stride. Like, that was like, oh, you're an Instagram model. They're all-time high. Like, you was like, who is this person? And then you had the whole Belfie, and then like Dan Brazilian, where like the dude, the poker dude who was super buff, but he had like all the 20 women around him. This is such an era. Oh my gosh. But Summer Rae was like on that time. I think she actually was in a picture. I don't know. Probably made that up. But she was like, I think she was around that area, around that time. And then something came up recently where like she came across my feed, and I was like, she's a DJ now. Like, holy crap! Like, it was just such a weird shock. Like I was not expecting that. It was like DJ Summer Rae. I was like, is that the same DJ? Went there, I was like, that is the same girl. Holy crap.
Did she fall off or something?
No, she just got enough money from modeling, and she just got into DJ. I guess she loved going to parties, so she became a DJ.
Got into raving and shit, huh?
But I remember what her mom was like backing her at one point, and then I don't know. I remember there was a time where like I was one of the guys following her, and when he brought it up, I was like, wow. And then what threw me off though, he was like, she's almost 30 years old. I'm like, do you not watch movies? There's like celebrities and actors and actresses who are like older than age of 30 who still get like paid, like Idris Elba, and they're still getting like people hitting on, like, oh, I don't care how old they are. Like, people follow celebrities. But I was like, you have to be like of an era to know who she is before you can say like she's not like an A class or B class. I think she's probably D or C. Like Swoozy, like YouTube celebrity Jenna Marbles.
I don't know none of these
You
people.
know who Jen Marbles is?
You running through these names. I don't know none of these people, bro.
Oh, wow. Niga Higa?
Nah.
Wow. These are YouTubers. Like, these are classic.
No,
like,
I don't watch YouTube like that.
If you're a YouTuber, you know who these classic people are I just dropped there. But I thought it was funny for him. No, you're good. I thought it was funny for him to mention that, but mention their names. Like, Belle Delphi, I have no idea who that is. But, like, he mentioned their names and then mentioned, like, don't tell me you're following these people for this. Like, are you following these women because you're trying to get something else out of that besides just what they're doing?
I think he's going in for views or something, man. There was something there.
But I do think there is a certain extent though when it comes like models, like Instagram models. You're liking if your page is like 500 people and you're following 400 are Instagram models.
That's clickbait, man.
But I'm dead serious. Like if you're in a relationship and you're following 400 Instagram models and the other 100 are people in your life, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Why do you need to follow? One, because how social media works, you're not seeing all 400 of those people anymore.
Oh, no.
Like your feed has been conjugated to change, so you're not even seeing all 400 people. Mm-hmm. Why do you need to follow 400 models?
Showing his support, man. You know, showing his support.
Especially if you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, though, like. And I think you should, as a guy, I think because women look at that more nowadays, because you got to take into account that social media is in our life now. It's not going away. Yeah. It's a part of dating. It's a part of what people look at your online presence and see what they think of you, so like that.
They'll judge you on your online profile before they do on your real life presence. Or
I do think for you to sometimes, because you can be on a dating app and a girl, because you're going to have your Instagram connected to it, or just Twitter, or whatever the case would be. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I think it's Facebook, Instagram, and maybe TikTok connected to your dating app. I think you have to be cognizant that the girl you're talking to might look at your Instagram and be like,
might.
Well, she's gonna look. Yeah, she's gonna look and be like, I can't talk to this guy because has over 300 Instagram models on his page. So you do gotta be cognizant of that because they're gonna come off in a certain way or be able to talk to it. Any other thoughts before we move on?
Let's go to the next one.
All right.
That dude still creep me out.
Huh?
That dude still kind of creep me out.
All right, this next one's from the Don't Trip, We Got You. Let's see what they have to say.
You're gonna let me know if this is considered a date, okay? If he takes you out to dinner.
Yes.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Does the level of the dinner matter? McDonald's.
If it was his idea and he paid, I think that's a date.
What if it's just to go get ice cream?
Yes.
If he asked you to go on a Target run with him?
I would love that. That's my type of date, yeah.
Okay. All right. What if he just says, come over and cook? That could be a date?
Yes.
Come over and watch Netflix?
No.
No?
That's not a date.
Movies?
That's a date.
Archery?
That's a date.
Golfing?
Yep.
What if the guy thinks it's a date? He wants to ask this girl out. She's not that interested, but she wants a free meal. So she goes on the date. Is that considered a date?
That's a date, but she's wrong.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
She's wrong.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. He asked you to go on a walk. He says, I'm outside. Let's go on a walk.
If it's just you two, if it's like his idea, it's y'all two. Anything can be a date. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you consider a date?
What do I consider a date?
Cut off.
Just like that.
Well, you consider a date. It's like, oh, we don't let this. Like, all right. So, what do you think about some of the things he brought up there, like going to McDonald's as a date?
Honestly, anything that is just you two and he's paying exclusively, it's probably a date.
Yeah.
Probably a date. I don't understand why she said watching Netflix is not a date, but going to the movies is a date. Like, Netflix and chill is like the date for getting lucky. You know what I mean?
I think what it is so that because the connotation behind it, like you're just coming for a hookup, so it's not really a date. There's no effort into Netflix and chill. Like you come over, you wearing sweats, you're not dressed up, like this. I think when it comes to a date, it says more effort into it. Like the fact, like you gotta get dressed up. Maybe you moving location. The movies, you moving location, going out in public. And stay at home cooking, like you might get dressed up a little bit. You're not gonna be like in sweats.
There's no impression. Is what you're trying to say? There's no impression.
Not, I guess the effort and time that goes into it. I think like a walk, you still have to walk outside. You still gotta be like, you know what I mean? Like you're not walking in your apartment. You're walking out and about, and you're still around people. Maybe you're holding hands. Maybe you sit down at the park, talk about conversation, and walk around. Like that can be a romantic date. You hit sunset at the right time, and then you go walk to a view, and you'll see the view. Like that can be. I can say that could be a date. But yeah. But Netflix and chill, cause like right, there's no impression. There's no effort. It's literally just come over, put the show on, 5 minutes into it, like, you know, there's not that much effort into Netflix and chilling, but dinner. Coming over, I'm cooking dinner for you. I gotta cook over the stove. I'm putting stuff, getting the meal together. Hopefully, you're still dressed up. Maybe get some bottle of wine.
Hopefully, you're still dressed.
Where'd your clothes? All right. Well, I didn't think it was that kind of effect. I just put the stove. I put the olive on.
It's a weird date.
Turn the stove on. I don't have the food in the skillet yet. It's just sitting there. Anyway,
okay, let's do this.
Well, you know, get the candles and everything. Like that could be a date, yes. So I do agree with some of the stuff she said there. Target,
like I said, there's got to be an impression. There has to be some sort of, hey, let's go to Target. Let's go to your favorite place, man. You want something? You know,
get show you the world in Target.
Let me reach this up. Let me reach this and get this for you, girl. You know?
What you need in here?
They got macarons right here in the freezer. You want macarons?
I got you. The little pillowcase over there.
Yeah.
I got the little plushie for you.
You a Starbucks girl? You like Starbucks?
Got Starbucks here as well. Starbucks and all in Target, all in the Target place. I got you, babe. Yeah. Don't let yourself get lost. I got the extra $5 for you.
Yeah. You sure you don't need anything else? Condoms? You know anything? Plan B? No.
I'm thinking of like candles, pillows, never like condoms, maybe.
Candle, but Plan B, you know what I'm saying? You need to get to unlock the cage.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree with some of the stuff she said there. To me, I wouldn't take somebody to Target. But maybe they didn't have enough income to do that. Maybe that's why you got the Target thing. Yeah, Target is not something I would personally go for, to be honest. But what do you think? Because he didn't say it, but what do you think constitutes as a date, though?
Like I said, anytime two people alone putting some effort into what's going on. I mean, obviously you have to establish that it's a date. You know what I mean? You don't, like I said, you have that situation where it's like, oh, the guy doesn't really, the girl doesn't really like it, but she's hungry, whatever. You got to, even that is still a date, even though she's not interested. You still got to establish like it's a date. Like, hey, would you like to go out somewhere or do something with me, and whatever it is I'm paying or whatever. You know, it's most definitely a date.
I think the best way to do it is just tell somebody, like you say, establish dates and say, like, hey, can I take you on a date? Can I take you out?
Yeah.
There you go.
You want to go out sometime?
Yeah. Not doing that. I'm going to hang out. You want to hang out? You want to come to my place and chill? That's not a, like, to me, that's where that Netflix, I'm really super chill. You put any effort into it. And me and you probably know it's going to be a booty call at the end of the day. Like, come on, Netflix and chill. Like, that's, yeah, we know what that means. Versus, like, hey, no, I want to take you out. Let's go to the place and go get some eating. Then, like, come back to my place afterwards. That's still a date. Like, you're still within a date. All right. We got 2 more videos here, and then I swear we'll get into some Reddit reads. So this is from Raw Talk 69. Is that 69 or 89? That's 69. Younger guys take girls less seriously. Or less serious. So let's see what they have to say here.
What's the difference between dating an older guy as opposed to a younger guy?
I feel like the younger guys take me way less serious.
Right.
And they don't want to be a provider, like, at all. That's the one thing I love about Josh is he's, like, actually a provider, and I don't even have to ask.
Yeah, that's nice.
My boyfriends that were my age were like, okay, it's your turn to pay. Like, oh, will you Venmo me half? You know? Yeah. And that's fine, but, like, you know.
Well, what if he just couldn't do it yet? He couldn't provide yet. He's still trying to,
aspiring actor.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's all
I could have been D1 if I didn't have that knee tear.
Literally.
This is so funny.
No, I'm kidding.
Hating on guys right now.
No, I'm saying, have you not heard that meme on the internet? Like, oh, I could have been D1 if you've seen that, right?
I get it, but like maybe the dude's just trying to figure it out.
Right, and that's why I stayed with him for so long.
Stop here. I'm all for the 50-50 in a relationship.
Yeah, I was so for it. Like, I even paid for his groceries sometimes.
It didn't sound like you were 2 seconds ago.
Well, I'm saying, like, now that I experienced something different, because I was so in love with him that my judgment was clouded, and I wasn't thinking about, like, what am I receiving from this relationship other than just affection. And it's not like he ever really planned. He literally broke up with me because he was like, I'm young and I want to be single and explore my options. So it's like, okay, I'm never going to
like you. He just didn't like you.
That is the classic, like, younger guy excuse. Or younger person excuse. Girl and guy, I feel like that's the excuse they go to is like, I'm in my 20s. I want to experience it single.
Yeah, and for me, like, I don't want to experience anything more. I just, like, want to find my person and be done. Because I hate the dating. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Why?
Have you seen the new trend on TikTok?
I love Bradley Martin goes,
What's the
why?
difference?
That's a guy I used to follow too. Like I just found him like, what are you doing here? Literally, like Summer Rae, like how did I come across you? But he's a dude like I used to follow him. He's a bodybuilder dude. And I was like,
yeah,
what are you doing in this podcast? Like
dude that slapped the shit out of that one dude. You see that video?
No.
Oh, dude like took his hat or whatever and he slapped the shit out of him. You ever see that video? Look that video up. That's a good video.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But back to younger guys take girls less serious. That's not the case.
What is it about women that think that a guy in his 20s need to be making $100,000 a year and has to be paying for everything, has to be doing this, has to be doing that?
It's a societal thing. Like, think about this. Like, one, we thought we wasn't expected to be living this long, too. I guess the more generations go, the longer we're living. Like, if you look back to our grandparents, our grandmas, our granddads, our great-grandparents, like, some of them wasn't living to 70s, 80s, and 90s. Some of them was living at 50s and 60s and called it. A couple of generations before that, they were living to, 30s and 40s and 50s. Like, they wasn't getting up there in age. When I was like 30s, I mean, like, this is something about 1700s, guys, like 1800s. Anyway.
Well, it's like they
So, but think about that mentality. Like, you're at your peak. If you were living to the 50s, 25, you're at your peak in life. Mm-hmm. Like that is your midway point. If 50s is like where people start dying off at, and all of a sudden we just kept living longer and longer. But that mentality of how traditional relationships should go, where the guy should be the breadwinner, should be provider, not taking into account that inflation has happened, that the cost of living has gone up, that the opportunity to get jobs has become harder.
The colleges are
more
extending. Like, you need more and more years of college to get whatever degree you're getting or specialty or whatever.
And
the truth is, people in the 30s and 40s just have more shit figured out in their 20s. And even then is people in their 40s and 50s have more of a wealth base compared to the people in the 30s. Like, if you're building something in your 20s, getting the money in your 30s, but then by the time you get to be able to, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Provide?
Not so much provide, but what's the word I'm thinking of? You get to use all the resources that you built in your 30s and your 40s and live off of it for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So that's why the people that are older, they don't mind being the provider and doing all this other stuff because they got it like that, because they built it up from the 20s going into your 30s, into your 40s and 50s. Like, women just think that you're supposed to have everything figured out in your 20s, supposed to be paying for everything in your 20s, doing this, and this. I mean, what is so wrong? It's like, hey, I paid this week. Time for you to pay this week. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Especially if she said, I'm 100% okay with the 50-50 relationship, but then you want to complain about...
Because she's like, well, I got him where it got. Yeah, the dude's older than you. He's probably more established. And she's like, well, he's an aspiring actor. Well, okay, but are you... Let's say this dude, you stay with him and then he does hit it big. Let's say he does have his just Momoa moment, and then all of a sudden...
Put your time in and everything.
Yeah, and then he's all of a sudden like making bank because he's Jason Momoa now versus like being that guy who's just big in the corner for no reason, but he's an aspiring actor. Like, it's the journey with that versus if you're like, well, and she's like, well, he broke up with me because he said he want to be single. All right, then y'all wasn't really a good couple to begin with. He has to keep Venmo you. Now, I wouldn't pay for somebody or take somebody on a date and ask, will you Venmo me? Now, she didn't say what the scenario of that. She didn't say like, she got groceries together. And she's like, well, I was doing his groceries, all this stuff, but I wanted more than just affection. That to me was almost like, hold on, you said you want more out of your relationship than just affection. So what else are you looking? Because most people would love to get affection out of their partner. Oh yeah, he gives me gifts, he gives me this, but he doesn't show me affection. He doesn't care about me. I wanted more than just, like, you was getting what most people want, and so you wanted more of that. Now, I do agree with Bradley Martin said, like, he was like, what if he just couldn't provide? Like, what if he
still figuring it out?
Yeah, and maybe in that case, he probably did need to be single. Maybe like if he's not like, hey, I'm gonna go single for a while until I get my stuff together, and then I feel like I'm ready to be financial enough to date. I'm gonna date. But she's currently dating somebody who's like, hey, I can provide for myself and another person. Don't worry about it, girl. I got you for everything. Don't worry about it. And she's like, I don't have to pitch in much. But what you might find in that relationship that, yeah, you don't have to pitch in much, but he's not giving you affection. She's like, she stayed with that guy who gave me affection. Because she almost, like, it was almost like she contradicted herself later in the video. And I get them trying to make a meme of, like, the whole, like, oh, I was firing an actor, I was firing a football player, but then a meteorite, or I got ripped my ACL or something like that, and it ruined my career. I know that was a meme kind of thing, but for her to be like that is wild.
Yeah.
Like I just, Yeah. I do agree with Bradley on that one. Like, hey, like chill on the guy, man. Like now she's like, well, he broke up because he want to be single. Then that men and women, I've had that happen where a girl told me I just like being single. She's like, when I'm in a relationship, I see my flaws and everything. I'm just not a fan of that. I want to be single so that way, I can grow on myself and live myself more. I'm like, all right, well, I'm thinking relationship you continue to grow regardless of what you're going through. But,
yeah, we all know what that means.
But no, I have no problem. I'm not upset at that. Like. That's her prerogative, but as somebody in my 20s who experienced that, I understand people do use that, but because they legit probably want to be single or they want to go mess around, fool around out there.
They want to be hoes. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. Hey, we don't slut shame on this podcast. No slut shaming. Like, I think it's okay if you want to go down that route. I think it's okay for people to go sleep around, have fun. Because how do you know when you actually find that person and you settle down, you're not sitting there like, I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that. Like, if you got your system. Like, and at the end of the day, when you get married, nobody's sitting there looking at like, excuse me, we gotta stop this wedding. Why? What's your body count, both of you? Nobody's up there caring about that. I've never been in a wedding where somebody stops somebody and be like, wait a minute, we can't have this wedding. Why? He slept with 20 women, all within 17 years. Mm-hmm. Sir, how old are you? I am 40. 17 years? Yes! When did you start having sex? Well, I started having sex around 21. Stop the wedding, sir. He's not right. He's in the streets. Like you know what I mean? Like nobody's doing that at a wedding. Nobody's doing that at a wedding. Like I never heard somebody say, he can't marry her. Why? Well, she had sex with 10 men. How long? Over the last 15 years. How old is she? 36.
That's actually pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. Now, she said 10 years or 10 people every 10 months or something like that.
That's a different story. But you know what I mean? Like most people are not out there sleeping around like that. Like the average person is probably not, like I don't know what the actual math is. I'd be interested to look it up and see. That's my coffee pot. Look it up and see exactly, what the math is on that. What's the average, somebody probably did say, what's the average partner somebody's having that's single? I don't think it's like the average human, the average person. I don't think people are like sitting there sleeping around with 5 people within a 3-month time span. I think it's probably more broken out where it might be one partner a year or one partner every 2 years.
Nah, for men and women. Both. What are we talking about?
Just the average person. So you're taking everybody into account.
Averagely, women are sleeping way more than men are.
But the average person though.
That I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I wonder. Like
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I really don't think people are like oh, the account is they're sleeping with 4 people within the last 2 months. I don't think it's like that. I don't think because people have higher body counts.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. You got to put a number on there.
You got to think about religion. You got to think about way of life. You got to think about people's stages in life. Like. Monogamy is still a thing. It's still a thing. So you take those people into account.
I don't know. I think more people are fucking more than they like to let on. But then again, I really can't.
Partners, not the same. Not the same person. The average partner a person has within a year.
Again, man, I can't tell you. I don't know. I couldn't tell you that number because then I'm basing it off me, and then that's a bad number. That's a horrible number. I'm so focused on business.
See? You take that into account. The average person, like, I'll bet if you do the average math, it's probably going to be like around maybe one partner a year if you do the math. Like between somebody's lifespan, between somebody who's the age of 20 to the age of 40, the average person, they over that time span, they probably average maybe a partner a year. Maybe less than that. Maybe probably every 2 years if they were single.
No, it's not that small. It's not that small.
But you spread it like from 20-year gap.
I still don't think it's that small. I think they're doing
two a year.
They're doing more than that. They're doing.
Think about people who don't hook up. Think about people who just sit there. There's a whole podcast about men who are sexless men and having a crisis and stuff like that about sexless men under the age of I think it was like 30.
Well, like I said, there's women are most definitely more sexually active than men are because it's so easier for them to get whatever they want compared to men. I could say that for men, probably, yeah. But women,
well, I might even think maybe two. Like, because think about women don't just hook up. Like, they're not like men driven. Like, men were just more driven sexually. Women are probably like, well, I want more of a partner, one more committed relationship. So,
I don't know, man. Women are they're pretty devious. They like to say that they're not, as sexually active as men or all this other stuff. But I'm pretty sure they're probably more.
But I doubt the average woman you meet has 3 partners, and she's single right now, and she's like hooking up with 3 people within 1 week. I doubt that's happening. The average woman.
They got a roster, man. They got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
every night.
Friday.
So think about the single grandma. Think about
talking about all of them?
Yes.
Dude, I'm thinking of like people in their 20s.
No,
30s,
I'm not talking about 20s. I'm talking about like legit a range of people. Like
that's still a big number, man.
The average though, I don't know. I bet the average.
If we're thinking about that number.
So let's look this up real quick.
Let's look at the number.
The average number of partners someone has. What's the average number of partners someone has? So, on average, people who live in the United States have between 10 and 11 sexual partners over the course of their lives. That is average numbers. What is this? The World Population Review. On average, people who live in the United States have between 10 and 11 sexual partners over the course of their lives. That's the average number. For example, residents of Louisiana report to have an average of 15.7 sexual partners. By comparison, the people of Utah, 62%, whom belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, report an average of 2.6 sexual partners. So I'm like, over like everybody, and just thinking about America, it's like 10 to 11.
That's not bad.
Within a lifetime.
That's not bad.
That's the average. So like, I was like, if I'm thinking like, I don't know if one person a year, like I think that's about right now. I probably gave it a little bit higher. What is this? But in general, anywhere between 4 and 8 partners considered an average number of sexual partners for adult men and women. This is 2023. This is mindbodygreen.com. Psychology Today. How many total lifetime partners are too many? Let's see here. I'm looking through. It's a bunch of numbers. What's the average number of sexual partners? Nearly 5,000 notches of Gene Simmons' bedpost is obviously high, but the average body number of sexual partners today. Here it goes. United States have between 10 and 11 partners over the course of their lives. According to the CDC, women between ages 25 and 44 have a median of 4.2 sexual partners, while men of that age group has a median of 6.1 sexual partners. I 100% believe that, between 25 and 44. But think about this, though. Think about how many women, because if women really act the same way men think about sex, yeah, they will do the same thing. They'll have more partners, but women more like, I need that emotional connection. I'm not here to throw it out. Or I don't be considered a prude or a slut. Or it can be because men judge women about the fact that they have too many sexual partners. No, men do that. Men are like, oh, she's sleeping around. She's a hoe. You even said it on this podcast. That kind of stuff like that. That mentality right there, that's like your mentality. But those phrasing like that, it tells a woman down. She's like, well, I can't be sexually free then because I won't be considered a hoe. Versus,
do whatever you want.
But versus like, hey, I can't say when men be like, oh, I want a girl who does X, Y, and Z in bed, but also I want her to be a virgin. You're like, you're not getting that. You're not gonna get that from a girl who's a virgin. Like, you want a girl to do X, Y, and Z? How about you like date somebody who's dated around, who has experience? Now you don't care about that, then you have fun. But no, so that's interesting. I thought it'd be higher too, but 6.1 and then 4.2 between the age of 25 and 44. That's just the median age. So that means somebody could be on the high end, somebody could be on the low end, but 10 to 11 partners a year? A lifetime? Not a year, a lifetime. Like,
yeah, that's not a bad number. If it's accurate, that's not a bad number.
But if you think about it, you think about religion, and then think about when people get married, if somebody's committed with somebody they're married from the age of 21, 22, that's legit. That's where it captures that one person. If they're not cheating, that one person is their whole life.
Yeah. If that's the majority.
Yeah.
But is it the majority of people? I mean,
that's what. So think about where you live at, but compared to like, let's say you went to rural Missouri or rural Kansas, where there's like this is a farm life, they believe in the church and everything. And that's all like legit. Like they're not.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. So I definitely see how it's 10 to 11. But anyway, we digress. I know this episode's going a little bit long, so we're gonna hit 3 Reddit questions and then we'll call it a day on this. Let's start from the bottom. All right. I put liberal on my profile. I'm getting less likes. For context, I'm female 29. I noticed that when I list my political views on my profile, I get less likes. Is this a thing? Are guys not into left-wing girlies? LOL.
You can't put, dude.
You know,
whether you put liberal, Democrat, Republican, whatever, you can't put any kind of without some sort of scrutiny or backlash or anything like that. Just because it's to the point now where it's just too open and out there. You know, there was a point in time where it's like, oh, you're not supposed to tell people who you voted for or whatever.
Which I understand why people. People like, oh, you shouldn't tell. Like, well, you can talk about politics all you want.
Yeah, but when it's to that point now. I mean, with Trump and everything, it's to the point now. It's like, who you with and blah this, blah that. And,
yeah. I'd say go for it. Like that, and good if you got less likes because you're not trying to date the world. You're trying to date the person who matches best with you. So you got less like the fact that you're a liberal and you're in a conservative.
Oh, so this is her dating profile.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's in a conservative area, but then that means you'll find a person who matches your views on politics. Yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah. So don't be upset that I got less likes. And yes, it is a thing. You put conservative or moderate on your dating profile. Like there's profiles when I used to be on dating apps where people, I put conservative, I put liberal, and the girl's like, if you're liberal, swipe left. If you're moderate, swipe left, because I'm not trying to date you. One girl's like, Trump 2024. If anybody's a liberal or what you call a snowflake, swipe left. And I was like, you gotta call people names, stuff like that, but okay, whatever. So yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. All right, next one. All right. Potential partner just got out of a relationship. Hi, I'm 28 male. Recently met someone 28 female off Hinge and we hit it off really well. We met in early June and we got on several dates and spent time at both each other's places. We were very comfortable we're very compatible value-wise and our chemistry is top-notch. She is someone I could see myself seriously dating and she said the same thing about me. The only issue is that she got out of her first serious relationship in early May. So this is June. In early May, she got her first serious relationship. They dated for roughly 6 months, and she said they broke up. The breakup was mutual due to the fact that they were incompatible. Okay. They still follow each other on social media, but she says they don't speak. Okay. She mentioned that she saw a couple of guys after him and before me. So according to her, I'm not a rebound. She also said that she is in a place where she wants something serious. So a break from dating didn't seem necessary to her. I brought it up to her a couple of times and she spoke about it very maturely and she seems over it. I don't pick up that she has any residual feelings, but she's also not the most outwardly emotional person anyway. In the past, when I've dated women fresh out of a relationship, it was evident relatively early that she was not over her ex. I don't see those signs here, but it's still making me nervous. I really like this girl. I want to trust that she's in the right headspace, but I'm worried about this blowing up in my face in the long term, or the long run, not long term, but long run. I need some advice on how to proceed. I'll let you go first.
Dude, man, let that shit go. Like, what the hell? You read that, right? Like, he's worried about this past relationship that he had with this other girl coming up and like biting him in the ass or something.
Well, he's worried about he don't want to get burned again because he dated a girl recently as well who was not over her ex. This girl he's talking to now,
she thinks that she's he needs to let that go.
Yeah,
you like chill out, man.
Yeah, if that's the case, you're worried about her being still into her ex. How about you date her longer than you only date what 2 months because she got her relationship early May and then early June you guys met. This was 28 days, so this was in July. So this was July that you posted this about this question with this girl. Look,
if you keep bringing it up, that's just going to make her think even more about it.
Mm-hmm. Also make you think that you're not secure in who you are, because she's dating you. Yeah, and she said she talked to a bunch of people in between May and June.
Yeah, so you're not a rebound.
Yeah, you're not a rebound. Just date, enjoy your time, and see where it goes, and trust her. Don't sit here and be like, oh, she's gonna go leave me for her ex, because your past experience is it. Not everybody's the same thing. Don't bring your past.
You gotta fix that, bro.
Yeah, don't bring your past baggage into this relationship. Enjoy the time with her. Watch her actions. Watch what she does. If she looks like she's wavering on how she feels about you, then if that make you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to leave. But if it doesn't, continue dating her.
Yeah. Mainly let that go. Yeah. Do what he said, but mainly let that go. And then fix whatever it is that you need to fix that's inside you that makes you keep feeling like you can't let go of your shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And before we move on, I do agree with her where she's saying, like, hey, I was in a relationship for 6 months, but the relationship, we was incompatible. I'm ready for a serious relationship. I didn't have really that much of a attachment to this person in my 6 month relationship. Yeah, I'm ready for the date you as well. That is 100% possible, especially in the first 2 months or 3 months they was going strong, and the last 3 months they couldn't make it work. So she's in a pretty much an emotional relationship for 3 months before she finally ended it. 100% possible that she can go from breaking up in May to being in a relationship with you or talking to you for a serious term in June. And y'all not boyfriend girlfriend yet. Y'all just talking. Enjoy her, man. Don't sit there and try to sabotage
ruin it before it even starts.
Let's go ahead and do 2 more. All right. How fast is too fast to go on a date? I'm 21 female, been matching with guys ranging from 21 to 31. There is this one guy, 31 male, that I'm really interested in. He asked for my number and we agreed on a date. I picked a place where my family lives close by and one of my friends will be around the public area in case it doesn't go well. LOL, she says. After just a couple of texts, he asked me to meet up. I was wondering what this generally means as I do not have much dating experience and just started using Hinge, so I'm still pretty naive. He asked me where I want to go and it's a bit of a drive for him for additional context. I also agreed to another date with someone my age, just a quick conversation, or just after a quick conversation. I want to be ready for what to expect. How fast is too fast to go on a date? It's not really.
I mean, a date is a date.
Yeah,
you gotta take the leap and get in the pool, man.
Right? Like on a dating app, to me, there is a thing as how long is too long to go on a date. There's a thing of that.
And there's certain things you don't want to just do right on the first date. You know, you don't want to be testing out cakes and asking about different flowers and stuff on the first date, most definitely. But you know,
but as far as how fast you can meet somebody on a dating app within that same day, go on a date. It's about how comfortable you are. Now how long? If it's after 2 or 3 days of texting back and forth on a dating app and that person's not making a move, I'm gonna start looking for somebody else, because to me you're taking too long. Like, you should be a pen pal. You want to get on a date. So after a conversation, the conversation is flowing well and the person is feeling it, it's okay to go on a date. And it sounds like you've done everything right. You have your friend in the area, so if something goes weird, you're not like shocked by it. And you're also like, you're going to a public area, you're going to be in with a bunch of people, perfectly fine. Like,
go out for coffee.
Yeah, go on a date.
He asks you what you want to do, go out for coffee.
You can do a coffee date.
Yeah. Perfect public place. If I don't know if you're a Starbucks person or whatever, but yeah. And then just talk and get to know that person.
So there's no such thing as too fast. Now, how fast to go back to somebody's place, depending on how comfortable you are. The person invites you over to their place. If you're not comfortable going over to somebody's place, do not go over to somebody's place. Or
don't go over there not knowing what the hell is about to happen. I mean, what else he invite you over? You know what I mean?
Right. Especially like it's 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. Hey, you want to come over to my place? Want Netflix and chill? No, like you have an idea. I know you say you're naive, but be mindful that dude's trying to get in your pants. And I'm pretty sure you're already experiencing dudes right now off the bat on a dating app say, hey, you want to come over? Like, no. But going to a public place on a date is fine within a day, 2 or 3. Like, there's no such thing. There's no rush on it. All right, next one. Should I ask a girl to a party on a first date? I'm 19 male, attended a college in the big East Coast city, and this past week, yeah, no, he said in this past weekend. That's a weird way to throw it in there. And this past weekend was helping incoming freshmen move in. So in college, there's a thing called like move-in day, and like some of the older grades, freshmen, sororities, different classes, different groups, college groups will pretty much help the freshmen move in. You'll meet them at their car, bring the stuff up to their desk like that. It's move-in day. So this happens in a lot of colleges. While moving in, so with having freshmen move in, while moving in freshmen, I met this girl, also a sophomore, who I really hit it off with, and we talked for a couple of hours, and then I walked her to her building, and she asked for my Instagram, and we followed each other. I feel like it's a long run-on sentence. I was going to ask her out, but this is where the trouble is. I play rugby, and we're having a darty, and I wasn't sure.
Party.
Yeah, a day party. A darty is a day party.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, that was intentional. That's the actual thing. A darty is called a date party. A date party is called a darty. So it's a party, a date party.
College because I'm couldn't afford it.
I've been to a handful of date parties, darties in my days. But anyway, so we're having a darty, and I wasn't sure if I should ask her or ask her to coffee or something like that instead. Any advice would be helpful. Thanks. And he deleted all the comments below. There they are. I actually responded to him. I said, you can invite her to the darty to hang out, then invite her on a date at a later date. What do you think?
I'm not in the college scene, but I wouldn't ask somebody for a party on the first date or whatever. Mainly because I want the focus to be on us two, and then obviously if you're going to a party, there's going to be obviously a group of people there. But if you're going there just for the socializing, I guess that's fine. But just know that you're probably going to be talking to other people. She's going to probably be talking to other people. It's not a date, I wouldn't consider that a date. So
in college, because that's what is a college experience. So to me, and matter of fact, I'm gonna read somebody else's thing before I jump into it, where I came with my idea. Because somebody else, this is probably the best one. I actually liked it too. They said, I think for a first date, you should do something a little more private. Yeah. Still have it in a public setting, but there's nothing wrong with asking her to dinner, coffee, or even a movie. Sounds cliche, but they work like a damn charm. First date is more or less just to solidify if you hit it off. Having a nice, quiet place to talk is perfect, and it doesn't have to result in anything, but if it does, it does. Some people aren't the party type. Also, wouldn't you want to just hang out with your buds and not spend the time trying to impress a girl? To me, a party is more of a casual friend vibe or something you would do if you were both official. She may get a different message. That's what that person said. And I liked it too, because I was like, you know what? I agree with that.
That's a damn good answer.
Yeah. To me, the reason why I said you still invite her to the party, because one, it's college. You're going to go have fun. You're going to hang out with your friends. You invite her to the party, come over a little bit, and then y'all go somewhere else afterwards. Or another with the party situation, he already spent the whole day moving her in, sat there and had a conversation with her, walked her to her building, was around her for probably, moving, you're probably, it could be 30 minutes moving somebody up, but then he sat around and hanged out with her, got her Instagram. So they spent pretty much a whole day together already. Now, it wasn't a date, but he spent the whole day with her already. So that familiar, she's not coming in like, who's this guy? She's already had an idea of him. Then you can invite her to the party, like, hey, going to this party, you want to come, just hang out. Cool. Hopefully she knows other people. If she doesn't, well, that'll be a part two. Or he does invite her to the party and just say, hey, I'm going to go get coffee later in the day or later next week, or you want to go to the movies where the kids would be later. Like, I definitely think, and you can invite her to the party, it'd be fine, but then invite her to an actual date. You have to do the actual date. You just can't be like, party and then that's it. No, you have to invite her to an actual date to set that boundary. Like, hey, I'm really interested in you more than just, friends. Yeah. Because the party could be, you can see her actually around your friends, see her around your people, get a more social aspect of her that you probably wouldn't get just on a one-on-one. So to me, it'd be an excuse to do that. But and I know people who invite people to parties and then still went on dates and made it work. So
yeah. And plus, it's a college thing. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Last one, and then we will call it a day. My boyfriend 30 is taking forever to propose, and I'm tired of waiting. What should I do? My boyfriend, 30 male, and I, 26 female, have been together for 5 years. I've always been clear that I want to get married, but he keeps pushing it back the timeline. Yesterday, I asked him again about when he plans to propose, and he told me by the end of next year. Honestly, I'm so tired of waiting. I feel like I'm always the one bringing up marriage, and it's getting exhausting. I love him, but his lack of urgency is making me question our future together. I want to understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel like he's not as committed as I am. She said, I want to understand where he's coming from, but has she ever asked? Anyway, has anyone else been in a similar situation? How did you handle it? Is there a way to get through to him, or should I start thinking about whether this relationship is right for me? Any advice would be appreciative. Thanks.
He doesn't want to marry you. He doesn't want to marry you. Yeah. He does not want to marry you. That's the end of the conversation. I hate to put it that way, but you gotta be blunt, you gotta be truthful. He doesn't want. If he keeps pushing it off, that means that he doesn't want to marry you.
Yeah.
You can easily be engaged, say, hey, I want to get married, but I don't have things together. It could take 5 years to get things together. I've seen it happen before. But if he keeps asking, especially if you're the one that keeps bringing it up, he's not even like pushing forward to it. You know, people love each other all the time, but they don't love each other enough to marry them. He does not want to marry you.
I don't think he doesn't love her enough to marry her. I do agree that he doesn't want to marry her. Like, I do agree he doesn't want to marry her. Or he doesn't see any value in marrying her.
So he doesn't want to marry her.
But, like, he's not, like...
There's no urgency, probably?
There's no urgency.
They're probably already living together.
They already living together. Like 5 years. So he probably already living together. They're already probably doing husband and wives things. And they're probably already doing X, Y, and Z.
He probably got that mindset of, why do we need to get married if we're already together? Like,
we already get, like, what would marriage change? Like, what
other than you can take half my shit. So
if they don't do a prenup,
he probably doesn't want to.
You gotta look at it. Like, what's the benefit of him?
There is no benefit.
There isn't.
There is no benefit.
But for her, she wants to get married because for her, she's like, well, it's a sign of commitment. He's like, well, I'm already here enough. I'm committed to you. What I have to prove to you. I can see why he's dragging his feet. And also, he has no fear of losing her. Like, if he's like, she's not going anywhere, why didn't he get married? But if she's like, hey, I actually want to get married, and that's up to her. She has to it's going to come down to her making the option saying, you're a good dude, but I want a ring. I want to get married. I want to have a wedding. I'm willing to end this relationship to go find somebody who can give me that, plus everything you give. Now, she can go find it. Like, it won't be easy. She's not going to just walk out the house and see the next dude be like, yeah, okay, he gave me everything. But she can go find that.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, he doesn't see the value of getting married. And they probably... What did it say? He's 30 male and she's 26 female. Yeah, they probably didn't ask the question when they first started dating. What's your thoughts on marriage?
Well, she said she brought it up several times, right?
Yeah, she brought it up several times, and then she's like, I want to understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel like he's not as committed as I am. I want to understand. Would you ever ask him? You know, what's your thoughts? Yeah, what's your thoughts on marriage? That ain't what's your hold up, but what's your thoughts on marriage? I would ask him at this point, like, what do you think of marriage? What are your thoughts about marriage? Because I want to know where he's coming from. She never said, I want to understand. Like, no, you should already know why he's thinking this way. Obviously, she hasn't figured out why, you know, he's thinking this way. Or never probably asked the question, well, marriage is what you do. I'm 26. My mom was married at the age of 21. My dad got married at the age of this. Like, marriage just happened. Marriage just comes with the it's the next part of relationship training. Versus he's 30, like, I've seen this happen. I've seen that happen. Like, it's not part of the next train. I agree that she should probably look for somebody else. Because if she's looking to marry...
She's going to do the ultimatum. Like, hey, you either do this, get married, or I'm going to have to look for something else. And he's like, okay, bye. And then it's the end of the relationship.
Hold on.
I'm telling you, do not want to get married in the midst of an ultimatum.
Somebody goes, propose to him in the comment section. And she goes, that's out of the question. I'd rather leave him than propose.
Wow.
If you want to get married, like, and then the person's like, sound like a plan, you won't propose, he won't propose.
Wow.
And somebody goes, I just want to say this,
They both in a stalemate then.
Yeah, somebody goes, I just want to say this. You're a feminist hero for making that suggestion because it equalized the equation. It does. Yeah, just propose to him. Okay, here's another one. So I'm gonna go through the comment section here on our last episode here, our last part of this episode, guys. So somebody goes, I feel like after 5 years he should have began to have a conversation with his own as well. You never want to be the one to get the shut up ring. Oh man. I would ask him I would ask him if the pushback has to do with finances, planning, etc., or it has something to do with how sure he is that you're the one for him. I'm 26 female, left my boyfriend because even though he said he wanted to marry me, every time the topic was brought up, it ended in an argument. He always brought up having kids, never a ring. Sometimes also listen to your gut about the situation. And then she goes, same thing. He always talks about kids, but never about a ring. I'm considering breaking up with him. What? At this point, just do it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you already got your mind made up.
Yeah.
So
he wants to have kids, but he doesn't want to have, like, he doesn't see the
You'd rather pay child support than take half.
Yes.
I mean, come on, people.
He doesn't see the value of marriage.
Like,
that's the thing. Like, because you technically, you know people they have had kids together, they have lived together, they have done everything together. They don't have a ring to it. And the ring, once taxes come in, like, oh, I don't get the ring. I think she definitely should leave, find a man who actually wants to get married, who's not playing around with it, because obviously 5 years, he doesn't want to do it. He wants to have kids, but he don't want a ring. Like, well, she's like, hey, I want a marriage before I give you kids. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Find somebody else.
All right, guys. This episode been kind of all. Well, we haven't been over the place. We've been on topic, but we just also went off topic too. It's a good discussion though. Yeah. If you guys like this episode, please give it a like. Please share, subscribe on YouTube. Please follow James Humphrey as well on Associate Production. He does movie reviews, Real Talk with Real Man. Other than that, anything else you want to say before we head on out?
Just give a man a like, have him follow. He has a lot of episodes, a lot of good things to say about dating. And then just follow me on Socialist Production.
Follow him on Socialist Production.
Socialist Productions. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys so much for this episode. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.